Hello everybody, Nine Andes. I'm back. I want to add some cases that have come up because the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene said Murkowski, Collins, and Romney were pro-pedophile. Well, I'm going to read some stuff in here from 2015 to 2025 of Republicans who have done stuff, including while she was in power. And what did she do to try and change the laws? All. That's what she did. Nothing. Cheers, dears. New to the channel, welcome. Hangers on. Grab onto your hats. It's going to be a bumpy ride. This is going to be a short one, though, so it's a little add-on from the last one I did. So in 2015, there was a man named Dennis Hastert. There's also a Hastert law, if you can believe that, or rule in the House Congress. He is the longest ever running Speaker of the House who made illegal payments to cover up a history of SA against high school wrestlers. Him and Jim Jordan are good buddies, I imagine, and pages in the House. The judge said at his trial, nothing is more stunning than having a serial child molester and Speaker of the House being said in the same sentence. He thought it was stunning. He would have curled up in a ball having to say nothing is more disgusting or egregious than having to say President of the United States is civilly liable for sexual assault, bribery, using the White House as his own personal bank account, and being in the Epstein files of an international predator in the same sentence. And then in 2018, we have Jim Bag Jockstrap, who knew of students being SA'd and RAPED, and 50 of those were RAPED. While he stood by and did nothing, he was the assistant coach at OSU. Then Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, waving off the ethics committee and their inquiry and said that panel investigates things that members do while they are here, not things that happened a couple decades ago. Thanks, Paul Ryan, you slimy bastard. When they weren't in Congress, and called Jordan a man of honesty and integrity. Liz Cheney called the thing a totally unified decision all around. Matt Gaetz allegedly trafficked a 17-year-old across state lines and into a boat in the Caribbean for a Rex party, where drugs were allegedly used. Viagra and Red Bull, anyone? And various other ecstasy, whole bunch of other things. That was in the ethics report. 2018, February 2018, Judge Timothy Lee Noland of Kentucky pled guilty to 19 counts of child trafficking and human trafficking and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Is there a club fed in his future too? As he was a former Republican leader and probably a friend of the current president. 2019, Trump advisor. Oh, here we go. So yeah, Republican, pled guilty to possessing child porn and child trafficking, also transporting child porn images, some with toddlers, aged boys, with baby goats and other farm animals as well. He also arranged for a 14-year-old Czechoslovakian boy to visit him and flew him to Dulles Airport and kept him silent by threatening him and his mother. And the judge stated, after his lawyers wanted the case dismissed for statute of limitations, cited the Adam Walsh Child Protection Act of 2006. Thank God for John Walsh. Which eliminates time limits on prosecution of offenses involving minors and intent to engage in criminal SA with minors. Something both President Trump and Matt Gaetz need to realize. There is no statute of limitations on those. Thank you so much, John Walsh, because of your young fella, the Adam Walsh Child Protection Act of 2006. Nader in 1991 pled guilty in Virginia, transporting child corn. 2003 convicted in a Prague municipal court for SA and boys. 10 charges there, 1 year in prison. His light sentences are said to be the result of Nader's 30-plus years of connections of prominent lawmakers and other movers and shakers on Capitol Hill and in Washington. 2025, Senator Justin Eichhorn, Grand Rapids, Minnesota, was arrested in March 2025 soliciting a minor for prostitution. Republican colleagues said Justin has a difficult road ahead of him and he needs to focus on his family. Wait, what? If I was his family, I wouldn't want him focusing on me or my children. 2025, April 2nd, former New York City Councilman Halloran was arrested at a Miami airport from a Cuban flight with child porn on his iPhone, and it showed 35 images of children and 5 videos of underage girls. 2025, RJ May, don't you just have a little RJ, South Carolina House Representatives, who went by the name Joe Biden and N69, arrested and charged with 10 counts of distributing SA material involving children. We legislators, he said on the floor, have an obligation to ensure our children have no harm done to them, unless, of course, they're your children and it's me doing the harm. Well, he didn't say that. I said that. These are the Democrats in recent years. It was Bill Clinton who had affairs, but they were all with women over the age of 21 and consent. Doesn't make it right, just makes him a lousy husband. Anthony Weiner, he was sexting a 15-year-old and sending Rick pics. Did time in jail for that. He is out. But, yeah. And you know what? Out of all those people I read, not one of them was trans. Not one of them was gay. None of them. They were all just evil bastards that want to hurt kids. That's what they were. They didn't care, as long as it wasn't their kids. And one of them even preferred kids, his own kids' ages, and fantasized about his wife and the kids. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. But Marjorie Taylor Greene's calling everybody else pro-pedophile. Now all of a sudden, because this might get her elected if she jumps on the bandwagon and says protect the victims. That's the only fucking reason she's out there. And Nancy Mace was another one. Oh, she caught snotting and bawling and crying. Listen to the stories. I'm a victim. And this is just so triggering. Yeah, fuck off, Nancy Mace. That's what you can do. You can take a long, hard suck of my arse along with Pam Bondi. Because you didn't believe anybody else that was being triggered, because you weren't triggered when it was E. Jean Carroll. You weren't triggered when it happened to her or any of the other 26 victims. That didn't trigger you. But all of a sudden you had to make the whole holy show because those victims are out in there pouring out their soul and telling them what happened to them so people will understand how fucking disgusting it really is. She goes running out to make it all about her. She made it about her. Nancy Mace is a disgusting piece of flesh. She's a waste of flesh. I have no use for that woman, and I hope nobody in her state does either. Her running for governor. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine the state of that state? Lord Diane Henry. There's a rock under hell for her, too. I'm pretty sure of it. Anyway, 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. I know my 2 back-to-back videos were the shits today. They were really bad, and I apologize. But I've been sitting on this story about these Republicans for over a month. I had to get them out. I'm sorry. And now is better than never, because the stuff that's going on right now is they're still trying to hide those poor victims of Epstein's. So let's get on the bandwagon and bang some pots and pans, people. Anyway, cheers, dears. I love you all very much. And give your kids and your puppies an extra hug today. It's a real shitty day. Oh, yeah, and by the way, That's the new nails. No more green. All right. Take care of you. I love you.